EBT made me rich, so I'm selling snacks at school, and this is all profit because I basically got the snacks for free. I paid $0 because I just used my mama's EBT. So I went to the store, I bought all these snacks. Once I got to school, people already know I'm selling because I've been doing this forever, so they all started rushing to me because I got the best deals, and I got the best snacks. I'm selling candies, drinks, snacks, sometimes even food.
Now that the government shutdown is officially over and EBT SNAP food stamp benefits are going back out, we have a bunch of people posting some content and talking about the fraud that was happening before and will obviously continue after this government shutdown. Let's check out some of the clips, some of what they are talking about, and some of the things that the government should probably be taking a look at. All right, the first lady from the first clip is gonna say the silent part out loud and tell you exactly why a ton of people were really mad when EBT and food stamps, SNAP benefits got cut off, what they were really, really upset about. And this one probably not gonna come to much of a surprise to a lot of you. Let's hear her out and see what you think.
You know how many people I've seen sell food stamps to get their hair done, nails done, their toes done, buy an outfit to go to the club, drugs? A lot. If I've seen it, other people seen it. You know what? That's why people don't give two I've seen people, women, get a new man. The man got the food stamp. Now, the food stamp is for her and her kids. The man has the food stamp card and he in the grocery store buying shit that he want. People see that shit. You know what? They don't give two You know, some kids go to school and get breakfast and lunch, no dinner, because mama now sold the food stamps for shit that she wanted. Dumb people don't give two And people are saying, well, what about my kids? Well, yeah, what about your kids when you had the food stamps, you out there selling them? What did you think about your children then? The that people do, people see that. So now people are like, I don't care. Life is about to solve life for a lot of people. But don't get mad when people don't give two because we see so many people out there abusing that shit that they be like, I don't give a shit. You know, what about my kids? What about your kids? When you was out there doing that up shit with them food stamps, what about your kids?
Wow. Literally, she said everything a lot of people are thinking. In clips a little bit further down the road in this video, a little bit fast forwarded if you want to see it, we're going to talk about some of those things that those people were doing, some of them getting caught, and why a lot of people have no sympathy, especially when they were selling, a few of them were selling the food stamps to get money to go buy things like nails and hair, but also they're using the food stamps to buy food that they get for free and then selling that food or selling it in a business or making dinners and selling it. It's a huge, huge problem with the abuse, and people say it's not a lot, but I think it's more than what some of us actually believe the fraud is. A little bit. I think it's actually a lot of it. All right, these guys are going to talk about that exact thing in this clip. Check out what they have to say regarding the folks using the EBT and food stamps and SNAP benefit cards to basically fund their business. Pretty crazy.
Now, a lot of people are using EBT to buy food, which they put into plates and then they resell.
You guys have probably seen it on social media, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, where people are selling plates. They call it selling plates, and they buy the styrofoam separated thing, and some entrepreneurial hood types cook and sell plates. Now, that's fine as long as you're paying the money and then you're making the profit, right?
Yeah, it really cuts your overhead costs when you don't have to worry about the margins because EBT pays for the food.
We're now learning that a lot of people are doing that with EBT, and it's now affecting their business, this government shutdown. This is kind of a big industry in the urban community. Here's a Facebook group that I screenshotted, We Got Plates, Phoenix. And it's got 37,000 members for people who want to buy or who are selling plates. And so here's a story we just wanted to highlight because a lot of people don't know this type of scamming is going on. You won't believe how much prison time this Michigan black woman is facing for using her food stamps to fund her bakery. A Michigan baker refused a plea deal after allegedly misusing over $20,000 in SNAP benefits to fund her bakery. Now she's looking at serious jail time. She's looking at 10 years. Talia C. Teneyuke, 32, is accused of using her bridge card to purchase ingredients she used to bake and sell treats from January 2022 to September 2023 on social media. That's just one example of the kind of stuff we're talking about. Not only are they using it like a debit card to get whatever they want, like if this woman's running a bakery, she needs bags of sugar, bags of flour, powdered sugar. That's not what supplemental nutrition is. Yeah. It's not bulk bags of sweets, right?
Yeah, so she'd go out to the store, buy all her baking goods for free, mind you, on a EBT card, bridge card, whatever, bring it home, cook all this food, and then sell it out on these Facebook groups and in these communities and make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So it's like running a business with no overhead and no expense because you get it all for free, right? All it takes is your time to bake it and cook it. Unbelievable. People pretty ballsy doing that. So here in my home state of Florida, big shocker, Florida man, Florida woman also in this, 100+ people were arrested on something called operational meal ticket, who were all committing some form of EBT, SNAP, or food stamp fraud. And Pinellas County Sheriffs, which is just over the bridge for me, kind of to the west towards the Gulf Coast. We're talking about Clearwater, St. Petersburg, Florida, if you're familiar with those areas. About an hour from me, 45 minutes to an hour. That's where this took place. Over 100 people arrested. Here we go.
One by one, some hung their heads, others wore their feelings right there on their t-shirts. Today, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office announced an undercover operation they've been working on for months resulted in more than 100 arrest warrants and close to 40 arrests.
This is a huge problem, and we're like one of maybe 3 or 4 law enforcement agencies in the state of Florida that have decided to do something about this.
And it has to do with just that. Meal tickets in the form of EBT cards for low-income individuals being fraudulently used. One part of the investigation centered around Gerald Millis, a local restaurant owner who police say purchased EBT cards from people for 50 to 60 cents on the dollar, and then stocked his local Pizza Pros restaurant with food he bought using those cards.
We were able to...
So he's doing the same thing, buying ingredients on cards. Now, he's not getting it for free. He's paying 50 cents on the dollar. But if somebody has $300 in food stamps and he's going to the store to buy $300 worth of supplies for his pizza shop and they sell it to him for $150 cash, he just got a 50% discount. They got cash and the food stamps were fraudulently used. And that's how this little scam works.
Determined that he used 53 different EBT cards at Sam's Club.
Police say 55 people were also caught illegally selling their EBT cards to undercover detectives.
A couple of them said, "I'm headed to go get some rock cocaine."
A beyond frustrating reality for taxpayers who today learned their hard-earned money is being misused.
Yeah, so somebody has a $300 EBT card they get from the state or from the county or the government, and they just want to get high. They can go sell it to somebody else who's actually going to buy groceries with it for $150. Now they've got $150 cash to go get their drugs. The other person's going to save $150 on their groceries, all funded by our tax dollars.
So what's worse, the Middle Easterner who takes the SNAP benefits, goes to the big box store, buys a bunch of soda, candy, snacks, whatever, and then takes it all to his liquor store and sells it and gets 100% markup? Or the women who take their benefits, sell them at 50% to get the hair, the eyelashes, the nails, and whatever else. One of those two are way smarter than the other because one of them's selling their benefits for 50% of the value, and the other one is spending 100% of the value, marking it up, and then keeping 100% of the profit that they paid zero for. It's actually a good thing that they've actually stopped funding the sugary snacks, the sodas, and all that stuff. They were making a fucking killing, bro. Yeah, when you go down the rabbit hole, you start to identify stuff, and then it leads you into other algorithms, and then now you see it all, and you're like, man, we be getting fleeced. The American taxpayers are getting fleeced. They must look at us like we're a fucking bunch of idiots.
They're both wrong. People selling it to get some cash to do whatever they're going to do with it, hair, nails, drugs, whatever, vacations, that's bad, right? Like you're selling off something that you were given for free and you're making a profit on it that you obviously did not need, because if you needed it, you would have used it to get the food that you needed. But somebody else taking it and using it to buy product to put in their store to sell for a profit, that's just as bad. That's called unjust enrichment. You can look that up, unjust enrichment. Both felonies, as far as I understand, and both federal felonies. So something about either one of them, trying to defend it, not a good idea. So one part of the story that nobody talks about, and it's because the giant corporations stand to profit so much, is that these big companies like Walmart, Target, Publix, the grocery stores, all these giant chains, whether it's regional, state, federal, they make a ton of money off of people buying groceries, whether it's with a debit, credit card, or EBT card. It doesn't matter. The store is making a sale, and they make billions of dollars in sales to people using food stamp cards. And if people don't have that money from the government, we're not funding it. Thank God the government shutdown is over. We get to go back to funding all this fun stuff, right? If it wasn't happening, these stores would lose billions and billions of dollars in revenue because nobody would have any food stamp cards to go into Walmart and to buy that stuff. Listen, that stuff is as good as cash. When they run that card, Walmart gets their money. This lady's going to say that quiet part right out loud, and I am proud that she is calling out these companies who definitely can't afford to see EBT go away.
All of a sudden, Walmart's dropping prices after SNAP benefits get cut off? Not exactly, but let me break it down so you understand how it really works. And remember this, subsidies always lead to inflation. See, Walmart pulls in about $25 billion a year from SNAP. That's a guaranteed government paycheck. And when Biden exploded SNAP by 6%, Walmart turned around and raised prices 25% or more, blaming inflation. But it was really manipulation because when the government hands out more money, of course demand's going to go up. It's basic economics. So now...
Does everybody understand what she just said? Subsidiaries lead to inflation. So essentially, when the government gives you something, so when we got those some of us got those $1,200 checks during COVID, I didn't get any of those, but a lot of you did. That meant there was a whole bunch of money out in the open and a whole bunch of people now out shopping. And when people are rushing to stores to shop, stores raise the prices. They increase, they inflate these prices because now there's a demand. People have money and there's a demand for the product. Whoop, prices go up. And because the government gives out free EBT money to so many people, when those people are in there shopping and getting their money, Walmart can charge what they want. But when they're not getting their money, they don't have any cards, they can't come to Walmart, they can't spend money, Walmart's products are sitting on the shelves, they got to do something to get people in the door, they lower the prices. So whenever people say inflation, it's the government. If you print money nonstop and you hand out stuff and you checks and money, prices are going to go up. That's basic economics 101.
SNAP's paused. You'd think prices would drop, right? Not so fast, because instead of cutting prices, Walmart is cutting inventory to keep the inflated prices stable. When we all know that the demand was never real in the first place. So tell me again, how does it make sense to fund a program where 70% of the money doesn't even go to Americans and at the same time drives up prices on everyone? That's the government transferring your taxes to big corporations who then charge you higher prices. And that's the way it works.
She is not wrong. The government is taking your tax money, moving it into a program, EBT, over here, and then allowing these people to use the EBT to put it back into those corporations. The rich continue to get richer. All right, hopefully this has been a bit of an eye-opening video and some clips for you guys all about how this government and EBT and all these people work and these funds and these benefits and your tax dollars. If you have more to add to it or things I should look into, feel free to comment them down below because I'm going to use some of these ideas. If you have video ideas, even if it's not EBT related, let me know in the comment section to produce some of the future content that I put out. As always, we're going to close this video with a little bit of some satire. Sometimes we do comedy or AI or whatever, but obviously these videos at the end are just for fun unless I say otherwise. It's funny, it's not funny, but enjoy.
EBT made me rich, so I'm selling snacks at school, and this is all profit because I basically got the snacks for free. I paid $0 because I just used my mama's EBT. So I went to the store, I bought all these snacks. Once I got to school, people already know I'm selling because I've been doing this forever, so they all started rushing to me because I got the best deals, and I got the best snacks. I'm selling candies, drinks, snacks, sometimes even food. So I gave that dude his chips, I gave her some chips, I gave her a drink, I gave him a drink, I gave this whole group some Airheads. They said, "Can I get some Airhead, Rico?" I was like, "Bro, what?" Another one wanted my ding dong. I was like, "Bro, hard." I was selling snacks left and right, drinks and candy, and people were basically throwing their money at me. Gotta hurry before the teacher comes in the room. Gotta hurry before the teacher comes in the room. Oh, he's stealing. And like I said in the beginning, all of this is all profit because I don't have to pay anything for my restock. This is how I make all my money, and you guys can see me flexing on you, and I can go band for band with whoever in the comments. Let me know.
It's obviously satire. It's a joke. He puts it on his channel for views. He puts it in the comments section. But it is how some people make money, which we've clearly seen in the previous clips that they went to jail, they got caught, they're stocking their stores, they're getting product to sell. And it's a sad state of affairs when our tax money is going to things like that. Not exactly that, but you get the point. As always, thank you guys so much for watching the channel. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I will link those 3 social medias below. Go check it out. I put a ton of short form content over there that are just like 15 to 45 second videos if you want to see some of that. Pretty awesome content. They've been doing really well lately, so thank you to all of you that are over there. I think the Facebook page is at like 5 or 6 million views this month and a couple million on the other platforms, so I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And if you could, on this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Come back and watch future videos. I'd love to have you here on YouTube as always. Appreciate you being here today, and I'll see you next time.